she was in heat. It's, November 4th, and I'm back in here doing a little scouting, getting ready for a rut hunt. All right, that was a productive scouting trip. I am back up the road here in Maryland. I'm going to do a little hunting this year during the rut with Michael. I decided to hop in the truck and head on back up the road. We got the tractor late down in Tennessee. I'm still looking for my first Tennessee deer, but the hunts I've done down there have produced goose eggs. We got the tractor late, and because we got it so late into October, we weren't able to put in any food plots before the first freeze hit. We got about a week before the first freeze. So that's kind of slowing things down. And with their black powder season opening on November 3rd, I have no idea how the additional pressure on the public lands is down there. I don't know how to affects the deer, and I don't know my way around the public lands there. I'm just learning them, so I don't want to get out and blunder through a bunch of other folks' hunts. And I know these areas up here in Maryland like the back of my hand, so I called Michael, said, hey, let's get together and do a week. I'm going to head up there. Yeah, as soon as I got in there, I jumped a doe hanging at a scrape, and she didn't bolt off. She just kind of stood there and spread her tail and elevated it a little bit. Now, when they're acting like that, it means that they're in heat or they are real close to being in heat. And so I looked around a little bit, and the rub line that's been there for several years now is still there. So I cannot wait to get back in here in a tree and see what's going on. Okay, it's just getting late on day one of my Maryland hunt. I got Michael right over here with me. He's out with me this morning, about 50-60 yards down over here in another tree. We're tucked in tight on a rough and scrape line, about 50 yards back from heavy doe bedding cover, with the wind right in our face. See if any bucks stroll through behind these doe beds to see if they can't scent a hot doe. This is where I jumped that doe yesterday, right down over where Michael is.
Wow, that was pretty intense. Had a big doe and a button buck and a small doe come in, and the button got right up underneath me. I don't know if I got any footage of him, but I was going to take a shot at that big doe. She had seen me. She knew I was up here. She saw me, caught me moving a little bit or something, but they hung around for quite a little while.
Well, Michael, you don't get much closer than to dragging one out than we got this morning, do you?
I don't know how you didn't shoot one of those deer.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. That deer came in, I saw the button buck, and I went to move and get the camera because I thought it was a button buck. I was going to film it. And the doe I hadn't seen, the mature doe, mama, in the back, but when I saw her, she was doing one of these. And I was like, well, that's all I can do is just sit perfectly still now. And well, you were down there filming your own video down there, weren't you?
Yeah, I had her
filming your video,
and I had you in your tree, and
Yeah.
her, and she's like looking at you, and I'm like, what is he doing?
Hey, when we publish that, I'll put a link on this video to it so you can watch Michael's version of what happened. But no, I was sitting there and she had me dead to rights, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and close my eyes and see what happened. I mean, I had that doe fawn dead to rights all morning, but that was the smallest of the three. But you know, she eventually, I can't believe she walked out in the open like that.
Yeah.
But as soon as she had me in the corner eye, because as soon as I started lifting my bow, poof, that was over. They ran right by you afterwards too. They didn't have a clue you were down there.
I had no intention of shooting any of them.
So yeah, so it was a good hunt. It was the first hunt back up here with you in Maryland. We're going to be back out until we either get it done or we don't.
Yep.
So what, you got 2 days, right? You're off again 2 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thursday, 2 days from now.
Let's do it. We'll be back in the tree momentarily.
Yeah. All right, nice little buck up here in Maryland. I mean, Dana got that little buck last night and decided I wasn't going to be too picky this year. Spent a lot of time watching young bucks troll through the woods. Michael's out here looking for a big one. We got back in here where the doe and his two fawns came in on us yesterday, and the rut is kicking into gear. I almost hit a buck going to get Dana's head last night, but I figured since I had to cut deer, spend a day cutting deer, I might as well take whatever I got a shot at this morning. And that little buck came right on through. He's coming through behind us. Michael grunted at me something right over here, and he came in and presented me with a right nice 20-yard shot. Okay, I got no blood or arrow at the impact point. I don't know if it passed through and skipped or if it stayed in the deer, but I got this huge skid mark here, and there's blood at the end of the skid mark. I'm going to pick up the trail from there. Oh, there's my arrow right there. Definitely came through here. Oh, there it is, right there. Right there, plowed up in that blowdown. Nice little 5-point. Make sure he's down. Yeah, he's down for a count. Well, thank you for the assist getting my deer back here to the road, Michael.
I wish I could say it wasn't a problem, but it was a problem.
It was. We were back in some pretty thick stuff, but you know, that's one thing I can say. Some advice I can give you about hunting public land is, if you're hunting public land, get to know one area intimately, because I'm up here from Tennessee visiting Michael, and we decided to do some hunting, and I was able to walk back on this area that I've hunted the majority of my life. Didn't need to scout. I knew my way around. I went in, I checked and made sure a few trees were standing that I've hunted from before, and I had a, you know, pretty good, what do you call it, intuition that I would be able to take a deer from one of those trees. And sure enough, this guy, who used to be a 7-point, showed up. He's 6-point now. He busted off one of his antler tines, but he's sparring with some bucks and got up here in time to just right for the rut.
Yep, just in time.
Yeah, stick with an area. Get to know one area. Don't just jump around from spot to spot. Take my advice. Get to know the area you're hunting intimately, and it'll pay big dividends. We gotta get this guy out of the heat. It's warming up today.
Yeah, it is.
So it was a good hunt. Now we got one more hunt going, right?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep.
Okay, and you're filming your own video too this year, right?
I'm trying to.
Okay. Well, I think we're trophy hunting Saturday.
Yeah.
If I got to drag another one out, it better be going on the wall. But yeah, it's peak rut right now, so we should have a good shot at least seeing some deer.
Yep.
All right. Hey, it's been a blast, and I know Dana's got a couple deer kill videos she shot too coming from up here in Maryland. So hey, check us out on YouTube. We're sharing the outdoors, and you can find us on the web at www.camochairproductions.com.